The Dallas Cowboys, one of the most storied franchises in NFL history, are no strangers to making bold moves, but today's announcement is one that has left fans and analysts alike in sheer disbelief. In a groundbreaking development, the Cowboys have named Marr as their new number one wide receiver. That's right, the same Marr who has taken the NFL by storm since his rookie year, dazzling audiences with his electrifying speed, impeccable route running, and knack for making big plays when it matters most. This decision has sent shockwaves through the league, especially considering the fact that CeeDee Lamb, who has been the team's primary receiving option for the past few seasons, now finds himself in a more secondary role, at least in terms of official designation. This move by the Cowboys isn't just a minor roster shakeup, it's a clear indication that they are all in on creating one of the most potent and dynamic offenses in the NFL. With the combination of Marr's explosive talent and CeeDee Lamb's proven ability to be a top-tier wideout, the Cowboys now have one of the most dangerous receiving duos the league has ever seen. But the question remains, why did the Cowboys make this change, and what does it mean for their future? To understand the gravity of this announcement, it's important to look at Marr's meteoric rise in the NFL. Since being drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in 2021, Chase has quickly established himself as one of the premier wide receivers in the league. In his rookie season, he broke several records, including the most receiving yards by a rookie in a single season and most yards per game by a rookie. His performances were not just impressive statistically, but he became an undeniable threat on the field. Whether it was his ability to burn cornerbacks with his incredible speed, his fearless mentality in jump ball situations, or his ability to make miraculous catches, Chase quickly became one of the league's most feared wideouts. Fast forward to 2023, and Chase continued to be a dominant force for the Bengals, finishing the season with over 1,500 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns, further solidifying his status as a top-tier wide receiver in the league. His chemistry with quarterback Joe Burrow was undeniable, and they formed one of the most dynamic quarterback-receiver duos in the NFL. However, despite the immense success and potential of Chase in Cincinnati, it seems that the Cowboys felt they could bring even more out of him. So, why would the Cowboys, a team already loaded with offensive weapons, make the move to bring in Marr and elevate him to the top spot on the depth chart? The answer lies in the team's desire to take their offense to the next level. Dak Prescott, the Cowboys' veteran quarterback, has always been at his best when surrounded by a diverse array of playmakers. Last season, we saw the Cowboys struggle at times to move the ball through the air, particularly in big games and when they faced elite defenses. While CeeDee Lamb has unquestionably been the go-to guy for Prescott, there were moments when defenses knew that Lamb was the focal point of the offense. This allowed teams to put extra resources into defending him, whether through double teaming or shadowing him with top-tier cornerbacks. This is where Marr comes in. By adding Chase to the mix, the Cowboys are creating a scenario where both receivers can threaten defenses in different ways, stretching the field and opening up space for each other to operate. The presence of two elite wide receivers means that defenses can no longer simply focus all their attention on one player, as doing so would only leave the other wide open to make big plays. In short, the Cowboys are doubling down on their offensive firepower, and this is the type of strategic move that could potentially elevate them from being a playoff contender to a legitimate Super Bowl favorite. What makes this move even more intriguing is the impact it will have on CeeDee Lamb, the player who has been the Cowboys' top receiving option for several seasons now. Many fans and analysts might be wondering how Lamb will respond to being pushed down to a more secondary role on the depth chart. The good news for Lamb is that he isn't being demoted, he's still a crucial part of the Cowboys' offense. The addition of Marr doesn't diminish Lamb's talents in any way, rather, it enhances the overall offensive scheme. With Chase now taking on the role of the number one receiver, Lamb will likely be matched up against lesser cornerbacks on a more consistent basis, and that's a nightmare scenario for opposing defenses. Think about it. When Lamb is going up against a second or third cornerback, he has the ability to absolutely dominate, just as he has done in previous seasons. And with teams focusing on trying to contain both Chase and Lamb, it's going to open up plenty of opportunities for the Cowboys to capitalize on mismatches all over the field. The reality is that the Cowboys now have the potential to have two bona fide number one receivers, and that is a luxury that very few teams in the NFL possess. Beyond the wide receiver room, the addition of Jamar Chase has ripple effects throughout the entire Cowboys offense. For one, this move is going to do wonders for Dak Prescott's performance. Prescott has been at his best when he has multiple reliable weapons to distribute the ball to, and now he'll have two elite receivers to choose from on any given play. In recent years, Prescott's success has been tied to having a balanced attack, which means the Cowboys need both their passing game and their running game to work in unison. Fortunately for the Cowboys, they have one of the most dynamic running backs in the NFL in Tony Pollard, who can shoulder the load in the ground game and take pressure off the passing attack. But with Chase and Lamb now commanding attention in the passing game, Pollard is going to have even more opportunities to exploit defenses on the ground. A potent passing attack opens up lanes in the running game, and a strong running game keeps defenses honest, preventing them from loading the box to stop the run. The synergy between the passing and running games is going to make the Cowboys' offense nearly impossible to stop, and they have the pieces in place to truly make a championship run. It's also worth considering how this move reflects the Cowboys' broader strategy heading into the future. The team has been in win-now mode for the past few years, with the ultimate goal being to secure another Super Bowl championship. But despite being consistently competitive, the Cowboys have faltered in the postseason, failing to reach the NFC Championship game in recent years. By acquiring Jamar Chase, the Cowboys are signaling that they are not content with simply making the playoffs. They want to go all the way and bring home the Lombardi Trophy. This move is an aggressive, forward-thinking strategy that addresses a key weakness, the lack of a truly dominant, dynamic receiving core. With Chase in the fold, the Cowboys are now capable of going toe-to-toe with the very best in the NFC, particularly teams like the San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles, who boast strong defenses and well-rounded offenses. In a conference as competitive as the NFC, it's not enough to just be good, you need to be great. And with Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys are certainly trending in that direction. As expected, the announcement of Jamar Chase becoming the Cowboys' number one receiver has generated a wide range of reactions from fans, analysts, and fellow players across the NFL. On social media, many fans have expressed their excitement, while others have voiced concerns about the chemistry between Chase and Prescott, as well as the team's overall ability to mesh the talents of both wide receivers. However, the prevailing sentiment seems to be one of optimism, with most believing that this move will pay off in a big way for the Cowboys. Analysts have called the move game-changing and a masterstroke, with some even predicting that the Cowboys could become the most explosive offense in the NFL. Of course, there are always questions when it comes to roster changes, but the general consensus is that the upside far outweighs the risks. Ultimately, the signing of Jamar Chase as the Cowboys' number one receiver is a statement of intent. It's a move that positions the Cowboys as a true Super Bowl contender, and it puts the rest of the NFL on notice. With two elite wide receivers, a solid quarterback in Dak Prescott, a dynamic running back in Tony Pollard, and a defense that is already one of the best in the league, the Cowboys now have all the ingredients needed to make a serious run at the ultimate prize. As fans, we can only sit back and watch as this exciting new chapter in Cowboys history unfolds. The future looks bright, and it's shaping up to be one of the most thrilling seasons in recent memory. For now, all eyes are on Dallas as they prepare to unleash their new-look offense and show the world that they are a team to be reckoned with. So buckle up, Cowboys Nation, the ride is about to get a whole lot more exciting.